I've been sleep. I've been sleep. Hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and girl, we are back with the sit down videos. I have missed the sit down videos, and in true fashion, we are coming back with a foundation review. So I asked you guys over on the YouTube community tab which foundation you guys wanted to see first, because I have the one that I'm going to be doing today, which you guys can see by the title, but I also have the new Anastasia one, and I saw that Lawless came out with one as well. So today we're going to be doing this one from Maybelline, but let me know what other foundations you guys want to see, because you know we love a good foundation review around here. I also picked up the new primer from Maybelline as well. I mentioned to you guys in my recent vlog a couple of things that I picked up from Ulta recently, and these were two of the items that I recently picked up. So super excited to try these out with you guys. Don't want to waste too much time on the intro, so without further ado, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get into the review. All right, y'all, so like I mentioned, I picked up both the foundation and the primer. I got both of these from Ulta Beauty. Everything that I mentioned, I will link for you guys per usual down below in the description box. But first up is the primer. This is the Maybelline Poreless Jelly Hydrating Blur Primer. It says it has 2% niacinamide. And then on the Ulta app, it says with up to 24 hours of hydration, this primer leaves makeup blurred without a pore in sight. So you guys already know, we're gonna test that out. This retails for $12.99. So far on my skin, outside of my skincare and SPF, of course, the only other thing that I applied is this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. If you are not new here, then you already know. I always apply this. I kind of treat it similar to skincare, but we're gonna go ahead and go in with this primer first. And I'll be honest, we're taking a little bit of a risk today because I do have some errands to run and like some things to do. So yeah, trying out a new foundation and primer when I actually need to be out and about is definitely giving risk it all, but we're gonna do it today for the content. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and get into it. This does come with a pump, which I like. This is what it looks like. It's definitely giving that kind of thick jelly-like consistency, very similar to the e.l.f. one, if you're familiar with that gripping primer. This one is definitely thick. It's giving, I feel like it kind of has a little bit of a silicone feel to it, which I'm not mad at because I feel like my best blurring primers have a little bit of that silicone feel to them, like the Smashbox one. So let's just see. Now, it didn't say anything about controlling oil, which is why I went in with my Danessa Myricks primer first, but it's definitely a little bit grippy, not quite as much as other grippy primers that I've tried, but yeah, it's not super grippy, but it'll do. And I guess it doesn't say on here necessarily that it's supposed to be a gripping primer. It just says poreless jelly primer. All right, so next up is the foundation. This is the Maybelline 30-Hour Lumi Matte Foundation, Super Stay Lumi Matte Foundation. This comes in 24 shades, and I'm looking over at my phone so I can give you guys the tea. So it says on here that this foundation is infused with amino acids. It's supposed to be breathable coverage with a luminous matte finish. It's supposed to provide up to 30-hour wear, buildable to full coverage. It's supposed to provide a flawless base that is light as air. It's also supposed to resist sweat, water, and also be transfer proof, non-comedogenic, and fragrance free. So let's go ahead and get into the application. I picked mine up in the shade 350. I felt like this was a pretty good match, but obviously we'll see once we apply it. Also, absolutely love the packaging. I feel like if there's one thing that Maybelline does well, it's packaging. All right, so I'm gonna just pump this out on my little tray. It kind of has like a light, slightly watery consistency, which you guys can see. All right, so let's go ahead and apply it to the skin. And I'm also gonna spray a little bit of my Urban Decay All Nighter. And then let's go ahead and blend it out. Okay, so I will say the color is just a little bit dark On me, you guys can probably see, like compared to my chest, it's just a little bit dark. I'll have to check to see if the shade above this would be too light. If so, then I may exchange it. But also, this is not anything that we can't fix with concealer. But first impression, this definitely feels super lightweight on the skin. It blends out really nicely, and you guys can see with just one layer how well it's covering my dark spots and just discoloration that I had on the face. I feel like it's also settling into the skin really nicely, and I definitely can see where they get the Lumi matte, because you can see my skin is looking healthy and radiant, but it's not looking glowy or shiny or like overly dewy, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't really need a second layer, which is saying a lot, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna pick up what's left on my tray and just go over my cheek area just to see how it builds up. And it definitely has a nice buildable coverage. So I would say if you are somebody that is looking for an affordable drugstore foundation, just for my first impression, that is going to be both lightweight but is going to give you coverage, like if you have things on your face that you want to cover up, then so far so good for this one. So up close and personal, and just wanted to throw out there, I don't know if you guys noticed an update or a difference in the quality, but I did upgrade my camera. Again, if you watch the vlog, you already know, but I did upgrade this camera, so we are now shooting in 4K, so I don't have to zoom in. I can punch in and out in post, which I will do, but close up on the face, on the skin, this is what we're looking like after one layer and minimal building up on the cheek area. Honestly, I think this looks really good. I just need to get a better color match, which I will definitely work on. I may try to do that today. But yeah, we are keeping it short and sweet and straight to the point because I actually have somewhere that I need to be shortly. So I'm just going to finish up the rest of my face. I'm not going to film it for you guys. I'm just going to do my regular everyday makeup that I do in most of my other foundation reviews, because I don't like to try too many other new products when I am trying to review a foundation. I have pretty high hopes for this, I'm not gonna lie. Just looking at how this is sitting on my skin, it's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. I will of course come back and show you guys how we're looking before we actually start the wear test, and then we'll wear it for a couple of hours and we'll see how it holds up. All right, you guys, so I'm back. This is the finished face. If you're curious, on my lips, I'm wearing the Fenty lip liner in Extra Thigh with the Fenty Gloss, what is this called? Gloss Bomb Stick, I think, in Fenty Glow. Again, everything will be linked down below. And I set my face with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and this L'Oreal Infallible, which, by the way, I don't remember which one of you guys recommended this to me, but it is really, really good. It's similar to the One Size one. I would almost say this one might be a little bit better. So yeah, if you've been on the fence about trying this one, definitely recommend. This is a really, really good setting spray. But this is how the face is looking. I don't know if you guys can see, and I think I'll just actually zoom in a little bit closer so you can see my face. But look at the skin. Look at the pores. Like, absolutely. It's giving blurred. It's giving smooth, flawless. Like, the skin is eating. So far, my first impression, 2 thumbs up. Of course, we're gonna wear it throughout the day and see how it holds up. It is currently 4:50, but I'm actually gonna start this wear test at 4:30 because I went and got dressed, did my hair, all the things. But I've actually had my face done since 4:30. So we'll start at 4:30 and I'm gonna go on about my day, obviously. I have a couple of errands to run. We're gonna swing through at a birthday party, just a couple things that we're doing today. And then I will come back later on tonight and check in with you guys, but this is how we're looking. I may even swing by Ulta and see what other shades they have that might potentially be a better match. Even though now that I have my full face done, this doesn't look bad. You guys let me know what you think. I'll actually hold off on switching out the shade, so y'all let me know what you guys think about how this looks. Now that I have my full face of makeup on, I actually think it looks pretty good. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go on about my day. Here's our initial check-in, and I'll check back in with you guys a little bit later to show you guys how it held up. Hey y'all, so I am back as promised to give you guys a check-in on this face, and guess what time it is? It is currently 1:45 a.m. Okay, the next day in the morning. All right. So we have had this face on for 9 hours. I kind of lost track of time a little bit because I was editing a vlog and I did not want to get up from that spot until I was done. So it's 1:45 a.m. and we finished the vlog, and I am here to give you guys a check-in on the face. So like I mentioned, I did go out earlier. I went to a birthday party and it ended up being outside, which I did not realize. It was kind of like an indoor-outdoor type situation. It was very cold. It was very windy. My eyes were watering, and we were out there for probably about 2 or 3 hours. And then after that, we ran a bunch of errands, getting groceries, went to Whole Foods, went to the farmer's market, all the things, and then got home probably about 8, 9-ish. And then I sat down and started working on that vlog. So, which now that I actually think about it, that's kind of crazy because I didn't realize that I had been sitting in that same spot working on that vlog. But once I got locked in, I was like, let me just focus on getting it done. But to check in on the skin, I have to say my face is looking pretty good in my opinion. I did not touch up at all today, so this is how the skin is looking with 0 touch-ups, which is crazy. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I know I could punch in, but the zoom just really does what it needs to do. So this is how we're looking on the skin. We are a little bit shiny, which is to be expected, but the foundation did not break up, like not in my smile lines, not around my nose. Around my eyes still looks really good, considering my eyes were watering like crazy because of how windy it was. And overall, my face looks really good, I have to say. So per usual, let's just say I was gonna continue wearing this face for a couple of more hours and I wanted to just freshen it up. Let's just see what would happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my tissue. I tore it on accident, but it'll still work just the same. And we're just gonna blot the skin and just see. Okay, so this is how the skin is looking after blotting. This is how much came off on the tissue. Nothing too crazy, but honestly, I have to say, look at my pores. Like, just look at how smooth my skin is. I'm shook by this foundation. For this to be a drugstore foundation is crazy. Again, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, both of these retail for like about $12 each. And for my face to be looking like this, honestly, this is giving better results than some of the more high-end foundations that I have been reviewing for you guys lately. Like, no shade, but get into the material. And I haven't even powdered my face. Honestly, I don't even feel like it's necessary, but for the vibes, for the review, let's just powder and see what it would look like after powdering the face. Okay, so this is 1/2 of the face powdered, other half of the face not powdered. So I feel like this half of the face is giving more of that just natural kind of radiant glow, whereas this one is giving a more mattified, refresh feel. But I'll go ahead and powder the other side as well. And I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter. If you know, you know. This is my go-to. I had a couple of you guys ask me in a previous video to try out the Fenty powder, the Fenty blotting powder. I do really like that one as well. I actually have that one in my purse right now, which is why I'm using this one. But yeah, I like them both. I carry them both. So whichever you can get your hands on, you know, will work great. But this one right here is just my ride or die. It has a very special place in my heart because it's such a great powder. But this is how the skin is looking now after blotting and repowdering. I have been asleep on the drugstore for too long. I've been telling y'all for a hot little minute that I needed to get back into the drugstore. Yeah, I've been asleep. I've been asleep. And I know that this is a new foundation, but let this serve as your sign that you do not have to spend $30, $40, $50, $60+ on a foundation to get high-end, luxury, good quality results. So yeah, to wrap it up, it's giving 10 out of 10. Absolutely. If you have oily skin, I would highly recommend. If you have combination skin, I would recommend. If you have normal or dry skin, I would even recommend. I would just say that you don't have to powder as much, or you don't have to use like super mattifying primers or oil controlling primers. You can just use whatever primers you like. I think this is a foundation for everyone, for every skin type. They really, really did their big one with this. Like, I just keep looking at my skin and there are no creases, no lines, like no pores in sight. Everything is smooth, everything is blurred. And I've had it on for 9 hours and did not touch up until just now on camera. We are starting off 2025 with a bang with these foundation reviews, because this one ate. So that is all that I have for you guys for today's foundation review. We were quick and to the point with this one because of course I was rushing a little bit earlier today, but let me know down below if there are any other foundations or just products in general that you guys want me to review. Like I said, I have the Anastasia foundation on deck up next, and I saw that Lawless came out with a new foundation, and I'm gonna be revisiting the drugstore because now my nose is open a little bit, so I want to see what else they have. So if you guys have anything that you've had your eyes on, or anything that you've tried that you think I would like and you want to see me try out here on camera, feel free to leave those down below in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you made it all the way to the end, leave this emoji down below in the comments, and also subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future uploads. So thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next one.